Shinobi GTA chums, this is the Princess Robot Bubblegum livery garage tour. And I'm just going to show you the Volatol, which has the best livery, Princess Robot Bubblegum livery in the entire game. She's doing her peace sign on the top. Obviously she doesn't believe in peace, she loves chopping people's heads off. If you've seen the Princess Robot Bubblegum cartoon. Where's my garage? Anyone see my garage around here, dude? Gear down. Oh dear, this is not going to go very well, is it? Chums. Well, my chums, we're going to try and land this beast somewhere. Anybody seen an aircraft carrier around here? No, that is not good. That is not good. Well, that is one way to enter the building. Well, the Volatol was the first Princess Robot Bubblegum livery vehicle, and this is the next. And we've got 14 more of these beauties as well as this Shinobi. So let's look at those then, shall we? So here we are. This is the moment we've been waiting for weeks. We have waited for this moment. And we're in the garage. So this bike itself is the Shinobi, which costs 2.4 million. It has a lot of characters in a livery, but the Princess Robot Bubblegum livery is actually really small because you've got Princess Robot Bubblegum, you've got Wasabi Kitty, you've got the actual cat on the back there somewhere. And the old guy might be there, I can't really see, but it's really busy. So as far as liveries are concerned, I don't think it's the best. But oh, there's the cat on the side. But it's decent. It's all right. It's all right. You know, I think you can make it look nice, but it's not the best looking livery. And for 2.4 million for the motorbike, not recommended at all. But if you're a completionist, unfortunately, you're going to have to buy it, as I've done just now. Next, we have the Veto Modern. This is a go-kart for 995,000. Here's the livery. So it's called the Princess Robot Bubblegum livery, the 101 variant. And it looks really nice. They've done really well for such a small vehicle. I think it has come off nice because they've gone simple rather than this is what they should have done on the Shinobi for sure. So definitely recommended you purchase this for such a cheap price. You can add it to your collection. But first, you want to get this. This is the first Princess Robot Bubblegum car you need to get. Well, actually, one of the first. There is another one because it's free or $9,000 if you get it off the streets. And it's the Futo, of course it is. It's a great drift car as well. It really is a superb drift car. Good for learning it. It's a good bit of fun, and it's super cheap. Very much the entry level livery, and you can tell the livery looks great. This is called the Princess Robot Bubblegum livery, and we also have exactly the same livery for this car, which is the Futo GTX. Notice it's not on there. That's because there is a wall, a paywall. Basically, we need to do an extra car level, so we need to get car meet level LS car meet level 147. So they do this on a few liveries. I am going to show you the livery. So where is it? The locked ones are down here. So there it is. Itasha Drift. Notice it's exactly the same as the Futo livery we just saw there, but it costs you the car meet reputation of 147. Which even I have not reached, and I've been in a car meet all over the shop. So, and also, it's not as good a car either. I mean, I suppose it's better at drifting because it slides around more, but that just makes it a lot more difficult for drifting. So for me, I prefer the original Futo as a drifter compared to this one. But then again, I am not the best drifter, and it's one of the most terrible cars in the whole of the Los Santos tuners, isn't it? It really is. Not this one though. This is the Remus. So the Remus is a mighty fine car. It's got the Princess Robot Bubblegum livery. So that looks great as well. It really goes nicely on the car. It goes well with the blue. I'm not sure about that on the front. On the top, it's got some kind of green stuff on her chest. So I don't know what that's implying. Maybe that's a green smoothie that's in the office that's been dropped, or maybe it's sexual. I'm not sure. Either way, it's a little bit childish maybe and kind of ruins it. But don't worry, you can actually put a shiny Wasabi Kitty livery, which is a bit more tasteful than that top image. Although you might be able to put a carbon top on, I'm not sure, to cover that one up if you wanted. But it's a good car. It's a nice little car. It does race along nicely. Nice driving. It handles really well, and you can do a good build on it, the Remus. And it's only 1.4 million as well. The Futo GTX is 1.5 million. I should start talking about price, shouldn't I? So these are obviously cheaper if you have the LS Car Meet discount, and even cheaper if it is on discount. So this is the one that I've done recently. You might have seen the video on it. It is, of course, the ZR350, and this is a really nice car. You know, it's in white. It really does well. So it only has one livery. This is the Princess Robot Bubblegum livery. It's called the same as this livery, but you can tell it's very different. She's bent over there. Not sure what she's doing. She's winking at the camera. I assume it's a camera. And this cat's thing is running away. Is it a cat? I'm not sure. It's got a bushy tail though. And it's kind of running away. Maybe it's running away because she's trumped or something. Because although it's delighted, so maybe when she farts, that it's all blossom. And there she is. This is a nice tasteful one. I like this tasteful one with the is that the tree in the distance and the temple there, and she's just relaxing at what in a kind of beach pose, but it's not a beach. And you have the old guy here as well. Pervy old guy on the back. Now this is a good reason to buy this livery because you have the old guy and you have that other cat character with the top hat. You can see that on the bumper, rear bumper. So it has a lot of good characters on here. The old dirty old man's there again. So and quite a tasteful one, all things considered. One of the best liveries. And the ZR350, we're talking 1.6 million. Whereas the RT3000 is 1.7 million, not counting discounts, of course. And this is one of my favourite liveries because I've coloured it in pink. So this is was it Mercedes pink? But you just watch the video and you'll see what it is. This is the Princess Robot Bubblegum livery. However, we also have the shiny Wasabi Kitty livery as well. And we also have the Sword Boy livery. This is the only car which has a male livery, the Sword Boy livery. So I'll do a customization on that. But as you can see, I've put it in the video anyway for you to look at and mesmerize at and think how awesome that is. But as a car, it's a nice little car. You can do some. I mean, all these Los Santos tuners cars here, you can do good customization jobs on. And I like this. The Princess Robot Bubblegum is looking disappointed at the camera there, at you. So perhaps she's realised that somebody's been sexist there, and she's disappointed in them, and I like that. And she's also got her guns here in that kind of, what is that missile bra thing that she wears? That metallic bra? She's got that on, and there's a little butterfly. So, and at the back, she's laughing. No, she's angry and shouting. So, quite an angry one here, isn't it? It's got some kind of anger issues. So that is pretty good. An angry Princess Robot Bubblegum livery. That is excellent. So finally, onwards, not finally, we've got more yet. Zeon Classic. We've got another level. Now, the Zeon Classic, this is a car I won on the podium, so I was wondering what to do with it for a long time. It's based on an old BMW 5 Series. Excellent, super excellent car, but it's super, super slow. Not good enough at all. But this livery really makes me love the car. I suddenly realised what the car is all about. So this is called the Waifu Wheels, but it's obviously a Princess Robot Bubblegum livery. She's got her sword aloft there, and she's got a fist, clenched fist, so she's punching. This is another angry one. Oh, she's there with that green juice on her chest again, looking disappointed at somebody who is off to the side. So luckily she's not disappointed in us this time, as in not looking at us. So that's good. And the dirty old man's there again. I mean her sensei, her trainer there, and on the back, and she's in a basket with sucking her thumb with what looks like a baby's towel across her, and I kind of assume she's naked there. That's a bit. I don't understand what messaging that is. I can't see how it's empowering to women. So yeah, for the life of me. But what have we got on the side? So she's kind of bent over. What is she doing with her hands? So she's doing something on the floor. Maybe she's doing some kind of yoga or something with the. That's not the downward dog. That's the bit where you're coming back up from the downward dog, isn't it? And that old guy again, her sensei's on the side. Overall, great livery, very great livery, and it works really well with the dark colours that I've added there, so I've done a good job there. I think I've done a good job on all these liveries. And yeah, very nice indeed. Let's go up to the top floor. So these are the best of the best. I think they're the best. No, they're not actually. The top 5 are the best. So I've not done it in order of best really, but this is a Sugoi. So the Sugoi, I'm a bit disappointed in the performance of the car. I think it's a front-wheel drive as well. It's based on the Honda Civic, and it looks the new Civic, and next to it we have the old Civic. But overall, when you put a livery like this is the obviously this is a Wasabi Kitty livery. It's called the shiny Wasabi Kitty, I think. No, it's called the Wasabi Kitty livery. And she's got the sword out there. She's doing that thing where she holds the sword in that weird way that you wouldn't believe any kind of Shinobi would use. Actually, it's a Shinobi style, isn't it? Yeah. And then she's got her gun out there, and she's pointing the gun. Focus is the word I think there. So she's a real focused lady, and she's going to very professional, I think, and that would you could use that on your CV if you were Wasabi Kitty, for example. That she has used that. Very good, very balanced livery there, not sexist at all. Blista Kanjoy next. So this for me was less of a disappointment than that, but I think I like them both now they're in these liveries. And if anything, I'm not sure I like the livery as much as the Kanjoy livery but the Blista Kanjoy, I like the way it drives more. I like the classic look of the classic Honda Civic here, and this is called Wasabi Kitty, and the Kanjoy will cost you. Sorry, shiny Wasabi Kitty. This will only cost you 580 grand, so you can even buy it when it's not on discount. So it's like cheap. That's what I did. I didn't buy it on discount, but the livery itself is a little bit busy. I think with this army business on top, but I think the focused look on Wasabi Kitty yet again shows how she's the more experienced of the two between her and Princess Robot Bubblegum. She's much more serious. She's been there. She's done it before. She's probably about 28 years old, I suppose, compared to Wasabi Kitty, who I assume is in her very early 20s or late teens, 19 to 21 probably. And she's got a tail as well. I like that. I like that. Kind of a cross between a lady and a cat. So possible, genetic variation of the human species there covered, and that is great. As far as cars are concerned, yeah, it drives nicely enough. It's not the fastest in the world. But this one, on the other hand, is faster. And we're getting into the essential cars here. It costs 1.2 million. Of course, it is a Jugular based on the Jaguar XS. It's some kind of experimental model of the XS. And you can tell by the engine, it does not sound like a standard Jaguar. It is super growly. As in one of the best sounding engines in the game, if you like growly engines. And I think I've done a good job. You can even do these vents on the bonnet. You can do a straight clean bonnet if you don't like that, because it does cut up her hair a little bit. But there she is again, Wasabi Kitty looking really in the shiny Wasabi Kitty livery, looking really focused and looking like she's out for business there. Shooting again with her gun, with her sword at the side on the roof. So that looks great, doesn't it? And what else have we got? So we've got the rear, not much on the rear. So we could probably do with some more of the livery on the rear, something a bit more, perhaps on the spoiler as well. But there wasn't anything that would go on the spoiler, if I recall correctly. But you can do a great build. Just colour it in a dark green. I think this is like British racing green, maybe with a dark tint or a light tint. I'm not sure. Something like that. But definitely, you need to buy this car anyway. As far as four-door, I think it's in sports class, but as far as four-doors cars are concerned, it's one of the fastest in the game. And it's fast in a drag race. It's an essential car. It really is. The Jugular. Anyway, the Sultan RS. Now, this is essential in a different way. This is a Benny's vehicle, and it has the Princess Robot Bubblegum livery. So if you get the standard Sultan, you can take it to Benny's and you can upgrade it to this. Unfortunately, it is the two-door variety as far as Sultans are concerned. So yes, it's based on the submarine Pretzer, but the two-door, less successful in regards to rallies. It's a less successful car. The two-door compared to the four-door variety. For that reason, I don't like it as much, but I do like the look of it as a car. So as a historic car, not as much, but as a car, it looks brilliant. And the customization is excellent. But what is Wasabi Kitty doing again? She's sucking her thumb again, and I assume she's sat in that basket with that baby's towel, maybe her own baby towel from childhood, over her to cover her modesty. But she's winking again at ourselves, as if, it's suggestive, isn't it? Oh, there's a sneaky kitty as well. Look at that. That's why you need to add the spoiler to get that kitty in there. That is the kind of hump your leg kitty one, isn't it? That little kitty there. Very, very nice livery, and one of the best. She's got the peace sign again, a bit like on the Futo, so very nice, saying she still believes in peace there. It's also something that occurs in a lot of manga, and she's winking again on the front. I like this much more tasteful. I think you could use this in the UN kind of the NATO peacekeepers should use this on their flag because I think it would really help things, really would. Again, she's sucking her thumb, but a very excellent tasteful livery. I think it goes really well with a dark purple, shafter purple, I think. And that was shafter pink down below. I was talking about the RT3000. I remember now. Shafter pink I put on that. But it's an excellent car as well. It does drive really nicely around the corners. It's got a growly, really great sounding engine. It's an essential car just for if you're into cars and into the Subaru Imprezas. Very nice indeed. I mean, it cost. I said how much it cost. 800k for the upgrade, which is super cheap for a Benny's special. Next is the most essential vehicle of all of them really, because it's free. You can steal it off the streets. But I was googling it, and the Sentinel Classic. This is the Sentinel Classic. Cost 650 grand. Oh, does it really? I'm not sure if that's true. Maybe Google is wrong. I forgot to check it. Sorry, guys. But it's free. Drop it in the comments if you disagree with that number, and then we have the correction. But it's free. Just steal it off the street. It's a brilliant car. And it's one of those cars that this knobhead called Phil, Phil, he had a dodgy eye, gammy eye, and he bought it, and he was only a minimum wage worker like I was, but he had this really fancy BMW 3 Series. It's only a few years old. It's a very nice car, and the dials on the inside are very nice, but they're not the same. If you look at the internals, they're not angular like the 3 Series had, and that is a real shame because that was one of the nice distinctive parts. Anyway, this is a great car. It's got lots of customization for it for a free car, and it's got the focused Wasabi Kitty on the sides and on the bonnet. I mean, she's kind of posing on the bonnet. It's like a final kind of victory move, like, yes, I have won. She looks a little bit like Charlie Blackwood on TV's Top Gun. That's the original Top Gun. Anybody seen Top Gun 2? Yeah, it's not as good as Top Gun, is it? And on the side again, and I think it's missing something. I think on the roof it could have done with a bit of livery, but I'm a bit mixed because it gives an accent, doesn't it? It gives a different texture. You can see there's a bit of texturing to the livery there. So for that reason, it's acceptable. It gives a difference to the liveries, and it is a great one. You need to go out there and get this for free, for certain. Next is another one of my favourites, the Penumbra. This is such a great car to customise. I mean, one of the best customization-wise, and I think this is probably the best livery on a standard car really. Penumbra will cost you 1.4 million, but if you can get it on discount, I recommend getting it. It's far better than the standard Penumbra, which is actually free on the streets. But this one, look at her she's in a field looking really relaxed and looking into the distance and the distant mountains. This is really tasteful on the side. I really like what they've done with this. I'm being quite serious here. Obviously the bikini, you can't get rid of that, unfortunately. You can't cover her up to make it more tasteful. And then they kind of ruin it on this side by doing the thumb sucking, kicking her leg in the air. Kind of, is she naked? Just wearing her baby's cloth in that basket kind of theme. But it looks great. And they've also gone for this kind of the army kind of livery thing on the bumper again, similar to the Blista Kanjoy. And there's the butterfly again, but it's nice. It's a really tasteful one. And as a bit of a bonus, you get Wasabi Kitty on the front. It doesn't really make sense with the livery, it really doesn't. But if you want both on a car, then this is the way to go. But personally, I would have preferred it if they'd have gone for something a bit more peaceful. Wasabi Kitty looking more peaceful on the bonnet. I think would have worked a bit better. But I mean, maybe that is peaceful because she's got a sword drawn, and she's not killing anyone. But one other thing as well, you can change the bonnet to make it flat, so it doesn't quite mess around with the livery as much as what I've done there. But I do like that vent. For example, this car does drive nice as well. The only thing is it does have some of the wheel arch. The wheel comes out through the front arch a little bit, with the clipping is a bit sad on the ground. But other than that, it's a great car to drive. Finally, perhaps the best livery in the entire Princess Robot Bubblegum range is on the most expensive car, the Scramjet, which costs 4.6 million. Arguably one of the most fun vehicles here, because you can do boosts and all that business and fire rockets. Not really PvP vehicle, but it does have some of the most accurate rockets in the game, so you can blow up Oppressor Mark IIs, but normally they blow you up. And the livery itself, yes, let's talk about that. Princess Robot Bubblegum, yes. You can only put a livery on in your MOC or Avenger, or Thingy Bob Workshop. So just bear that in mind. You can't do it here. So yeah, she's got that sucking thumb thing again on the side. It's sat in her basket, kicking her foot in the air. And there's the little pervy guy again. Her sensei. He's doing some kind of salute. Not a Hitler salute, is it? No, I don't think it is. And there's the actual pervy kitty that humps legs on the side. Very good livery. And that kitty's got his hat on there again. In the back, I quite like this. It's quite untasteful, but she's got some kind of bubbles. She's reaching into the bubbles from bubblegum like she's having some kind of stood up bubble bath. She's winking at ourselves. At the bottom, sticking her bum up in the air, holding her breast, which is a bit funny. I suppose that covers her modesty, make sure it's not porn. Obviously, it's not porn. It's great for children. No, it's not. But on top, it's completely contrasted with. She's doing a bit of a sword boy move here by covering herself with that bow, I think it is, covering her eyeballs. And she's got her sword in the air with her fist doing something, some kind of angry kind of warrior stance, definitely. I mean, that is the warrior stance before, right? And that is while after she's washed herself, washed all the blood off her body afterwards, isn't it? Basically, that's what it's resembling the duality of the human character. You know how we all have a potential to be good or evil. Everyone, even the Gandhi, was good and evil in ways. I mean, I don't mean evil in evil. I mean bad. Naughty. I don't mean he did atrocities. Actually, I'm not going to talk about Gandhi here. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about it, the duality to his ways, to his way. But he was a good guy, basically. Gandhi was a good guy. Don't listen to it. He did very good things. Anyway, this is an essential kind of vehicle for that reason, because of this livery. So I'd say buy this beast, but also buy the top five here on this level. So coming from the jugular rightwards, these last five vehicles are essentials and a good starter point for your very own Princess Robot Bubblegum livery garage. Maybe you'll leave out the Los Santos tuners because there is the level wall which stops you from purchasing some of the liveries. But if you're going to get any, get probably the RT3000 because that's got three liveries in one, including the unique male livery. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. Give me your comments on these vehicles, customizations, and what you think of the liveries and everything else, and that would be excellent. Any questions, of course, I will answer them as quickly as I can. So overall, hope you've enjoyed it. Have a most excellent day, and thank you. Thank you very much for watching.